Hey Leo, this is your Oracle reading for November 2021. Leo, November 2021. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. Divination of the Ancients message for Leo, November of 2021. Shagai, fragmented. Divine Circus message for Leo, November of 2021. Bright Baby. Sacred Rebels message for Leo, November of 2021. New Birth, Guarded Vigilante. Shamanic Medicine message for Leo, November of 2021. Medicine Shield, Protection. Mystical Shaman message for Leo, November of 2021. The Curse. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. 'Tis not the end, though I may pass in the night, I get to do my time over, although you may get a fright. Many pagans believe that death was not the beginning of the cycle of life. Many pagans believe that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, most people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of life cycle. We are born, we live, and we die again. Depending on your beliefs, you may get to go around again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure. The place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates, why and what it wants to experience. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies, before returning to ride a new cycle. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. As humans are conscious beings, we know about death, and many are afraid and uncomfortable about it. Halloween illuminates the universal truth that all of us will die. Just as all of us were born, so to be fearful of that end process is fairly pointless. Halloween asks us instead to make friends with death, and to not allow our fears and grief to bring us unnecessary pain. Do not be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away, or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning. Right now, the time is almost 3:30 in the morning on Halloween, October 31st. Shagai, fragmented. The worst is behind you, and you can begin to breathe deeply, knowing you will never have to go through the same difficulties again. A place of such uncertainty that it left you feeling that all you cared for was torn from you, lost forever. It hasn't been easy at all to gather what little strength you had left, but sometimes we must undergo a journey of turmoil to find the heaven of peace on the other side. So now know that you are safe to release your sorrow, allow your tears to cleanse away your hurt. As though gathering back your scattered Shanghai bones, your heart will knit together and you will soon feel whole again. I won't turn back, I'll carry on. Hard words and sorrow made me strong. For now I rise, I'm standing tall. Emotions healed, I conquer all. Your situation is healed. Time to pick up the pieces and move on. Quit playing the victim. Don't be ruled by your emotions. Focus on a positive outcome. Give yourself time and permission to heal and grieve. Happiness awaits. Still common in Mongolia and throughout Central Asia where it originated, Shanghai refers to a collection of small knuckle bones of sheep, goats, and in some cases wolves, which are thrown on the ground. The pattern they form is then divined by a bone thrower who is gifted in their interpretation. By seeing how the bones fall, the diviner can settle arguments within the tribe, listen to the ancestral spirits for guidance on health issues, and discover answers to questions asked. Bright baby. Simple truths will help you most right now. Complexity is the mind at work, whereas the heart sees with astoundingly accurate simplicity. Don't worry about the details, the hows and wheres and whys. Those answers will come in time. For now, all you need to do is get back to the basics of what is true. And for you, that means stepping into the light. When a painful or confusing feeling grips your mind, situations can seem more complicated than they need to be. The Oracle of Bright Baby tells you that the best and brightest way through even the most apparently complex issues is often the simplest: saying no, stepping back, voicing your truths, having patience, acting when you need to do so, asking for help. Simplicity can assist you in taking steps day after day until the issue has resolved itself, just as naturally as night melts into day. To heed the healing truths of Bright Baby, you are asked, even if just for now, to drop the complex adult explanations, justifications, interpretations, and stories. What is the simplest version of the story you are dealing with in your life right now? And how can you act on that simplicity with truth, compassion, and authenticity? If you aren't sure you can get to simplicity, if the confusion seems too great, the Oracle brings you confirmation that the blinding flash of clarifying insight is on its way. Make sure you don't discount the insight as being too obvious or simple. Oftentimes, the answer you need is right under your nose, just waiting to be discovered, and also as plain as the nose on your face. If you are concerned that something has been spoiled, damaged, beyond repair, then the Oracle of Bright Baby brings you good news. It is possible to restore, repair, and return the purity, innocence, and original essence to what you feared was damaged. Innocence is never truly lost. It just gets a bit muddied sometimes and needs a cleanup. If you feel like you have lost your true self or the bright promise of a fresh new opportunity that you regret allowing to pass you by, it's just a matter of clearing out what has kept you away from your light. It's still there within you. It just needs to be rediscovered. Bright Baby tells you there's always a chance to return to the light and to begin anew. So this is a supportive, grounding energies or guides or messages assisting you. It's the foundation of the reading. So, it's eternal cycle begins here, the end of an old, beginning of a new. Shanghai fragmented. That's why it's all fragmented, because it's a death circumstance. But you have Bright Baby, so, just shine the light and be Leo and you'll be fine. New birth, guarded vigilante. In every creative process, in every birth, in every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability. The vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the fowl learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time. But the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your consciousness or your conscious awareness, there is fresh, new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness, because it is going to hold special purpose for your life path. It might be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, or a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. This is most significantly so if you have also drawn the Oracle of Defend to the End, the Worthwhile. If you feel drawn to do so, you may read the guidance for that card now. Drawing either of both of these cards alerts you to the fact that the idea you are currently nurturing, or soon will, is of great importance to your life path. Pay appropriate respect to the messages of those cards, and you will reap great spiritual benefit and emotional well-being. If you have also drawn the oracle she feels, she knows, or feel intuitively guided to read the message for the cards also, then the importance will be far-reaching and long-term in its influence, which is part of other readings if you want to go see the other signs. You must pay attention to the new life emerging for you now, or that you will soon sense. You must not be careless and think it doesn't matter. It matters greatly, because careless now is akin to killing off the idea before it has a chance to grow strong enough to withstand the criticism, jealousy, or sabotage by dark consciousness in others or yourself. We don't have to be frightened of destructive energy. It exists in nature and in us, and is part of life. We do, however, need to be intelligent to its potential power and stay centered in our heart and in our wisdom, to avoid its ill effect upon that which we are nurturing into life. You will not always need to cloak that which is young. Soon enough, you will be able to stand up for yourself. But for now, your vigilance and care is most certainly required. Hug your ideas to yourself as though they were a new lover who you cannot bear to share with another. In time, the world will be the lover receiving the love in your idea. For now, it is for you to love, for you to hold, and for you to observe. Only allow those proven to be trustworthy to support you in this. Those who can handle the frequency or vibration of what you are seeking to nurture. Some may love you but be frightened of what you are creating. Stay true to yourself and your creative power, and be wise as to whom you invite into your inner sanctum to witness this new life emerging. This oracle also brings particular guidance about keeping your inner sanctuary pure. This may be your room, a sacred place you visit, or your own body into which you retreat into relaxation or meditation. Sometimes you will find that others have taken up residence in your sanctuary. Perhaps an argument that you cannot let go of has another living in your head. A suffering that has not been acknowledged and released can feel like a big old dirty suitcase of emotional baggage cluttering up the temple space of your heart. And it's time to focus on the purity, light, love, and compassion that dwells within you. Everything else will come and go, and that is just fine. But the purity within your sanctuary is eternal. You can come back to it to refresh your spirit and gain resources to help you deal with the rest of the world and even your own darker moments anew. It will give you the peace and spaciousness of mind that you need to recognize the new life, and to compassionately but firmly denounce any intrusion upon that new life by doubt, fear, or sabotage. Medicine shield, protection. Medicine shield asks you to look at how far you have come. Traditionally, a medicine shield represents its owner's journey. Its imagery symbolizes inner strengths, talents, totem animals, and the owner's place within the tribe. These are very personal shields, hold medicine in their art, in ritual, and in lessons learned. If you were to make your own medicine shield, what would you add in it to tell your story? As you sit with this card, determine what medicine shield represents for you right now. Medicine shield brings protection against psychic attack and other lower or negative energy forms. Keep your guard up when medicine shield appears. There's nothing to fear, but there are sensible precautions to put in place as you walk between the worlds. It is good practice to call in protection every day, whether you are consciously working with the spirit world or not. Call upon Medicine Shield now and rest within the safeguard of its strong and loyal protection. A Medicine Shield reflects the personal vision, sacred intent, focus, and personal power of its owner. It offers psychic and spiritual protection. Native Americans adorn their animal hide shields with sacred powers, or sacred symbols. The animal skin and colors used to create the shield depicted the owner's principal power source and protection. When warriors died, their shields were returned to Mother Nature to journey home with them. Shield yourself from a harsh situation. Another's foul mouth is draining your energy. Step up your psychic protection. Visualize a circle of bright white light around you when others attempt to ridicule or speak down to you. Your personal journey is mine to tell. I wear your story very well. I'll guard you as you hold me near. A protection place, nothing to fear. Alright, so the second part of the reading is what you can do, work on, put your energy towards, change your perceptions to. Pretty much what you can do. Okay, so you had Medicine Shield, right? Remember what Bright Baby was talking about? It's pretty much direct correlation to Medicine Shield, psychic protection. from a fragmented reading the bones of your life in November. Okay. And you also have new birth, guarded vigilante here, supported with death. The eternal cycle begins here. So whatever has passed is was meant to pass. So you can start anew. Birth, guarded vigilante with your psychic protection, fragmented bones reading, bright baby. I mean, look at that. That's pretty obvious, Leo. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors in the karma form or from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our life can heal it. It is time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes from heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled, and to be released. Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. Be aware of your actions. Act with impeccable intention so as not to create a debt or karma that sooner or later someone has to pay. What you do to others, you also do to yourself and to the people you love the most. Now you have the opportunity to clean it up. Alright, the final part of the reading is the messages from heaven, above, God, Creator, Source, the Force, Unified Field, Quantum Physics, Big Picture. As above, so below. Fragmented, and the curse of pretty much, the bones been scattered. And it's from ancestral connections or past life connections. But you have psychic protection, medicine shield protection, new birth, guarded vigilante, bright baby you are. So, embrace the death, so your eternal cycle begins here. And that was your reading, Leo, for November 2021. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next month.